Xin chào quý vị và các bạn, vị ghi chú đang có mặt tại Vịnh Hạ Long và sẽ
I am so proud to be here. I'm so happy to see all of you. Wishing you peace and love. And I hope you feel the pride that I feel looking down at all of you now.
All right, so at this time, we will move on to the presentation of callers. And for that purpose, we'd like to ask Mr. Ding Quang Chuột to please come up to the stage to direct the presentation of the Vietnamese color guards.
Và kính thưa quý vị, sau đây là lễ rước quốc và quân kỳ Hoa Kỳ cũng như Việt Nam Cộng Hòa. Chúng tôi kính mời ông Lê Quang Chuột lên để điều hành phần chào cờ ngày hôm nay.
Who are Midway volunteers and Vietnamese military veterans Su A Cầu and Nguyễn Văn Lực. Throughout history, the wreath-laying ceremony is intended to show our eternal gratitude and respect for those who have given their life in service to their country.
Trong suốt chiều dài lịch sử, nghi lễ đặt vòng hoa nhằm thể hiện lòng biết ơn và sự tôn trọng vĩnh cửu của chúng ta đối với những người đã hy sinh mạng sống để phục vụ cho quê hương, Tổ quốc. Thưa quý vị, hãy nhìn lên bầu trời để chứng kiến nghi lễ tưởng niệm những chiến sĩ, những chiến binh mất tích trong cuộc chiến.
I hope you saw our missing man flyover. Please be seated. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure and honor to introduce to you Rear Admiral Terry Craft. Rear Admiral Terry Craft was raised as the son of a Navy captain and graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1981. He was a federal executive fellow at Harvard University Kennedy School of Government. His many, many commands include Electronic Attack Squadron 131, the USS Shreveport, the USS Ronald Reagan, the Enterprise Carrier Strike Group 12, as well as the United States Naval Forces Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, he is now the CEO of the United States USS Midway Museum. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rear Admiral Terry Craft.
Good morning, everyone. I can't tell you how great all of you look today, sitting out there on board the flight deck of this amazing museum. I just want to be one of the first to welcome you on board America's living symbol of freedom today for this very important commemoration ceremony. I'd also like to extend a special welcome to many of our distinguished guests who are down on my left. Congressman DerekTrần is here from Orange County. San Diego City Council member Ken Lee, San Diego County Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp, and our own Jordan Marks, who's the county assessor here in San Diego, is here. That's the political side, but it just goes on and on. You're going to hear later from retired Rear Admiral Lawrence Chambers, Midway's commanding officer during Operation Frequent Wind, and our hero on board the USS Midway, and another hero, former South Vietnamese Air Force pilot Bung Lee, who's also here with a lot of his family. You're going to hear their amazing stories here shortly. We have members of our local Navy and Marine Corps leadership on board, our distinguished friends from the Vietnamese American community, especially our own Midway board member, who has played such a key role in setting up this event, Dr. Pha Lee. Dr. Lee, please raise your hand over there. A lot of former Midway sailors, many of whom were on board during Operation Frequent Wind, and all our U.S. and South Vietnamese military veterans. I think I covered everybody. Welcome aboard. It is my great honor to kick this off this morning for our Legacy of Hope commemoration. 50 years ago today, this ship, along with 40 other U.S. Navy ships, were positioned off the coast of South Vietnam to launch the largest humanitarian operation ever undertaken in U.S. military history. Known as Operation Frequent Wind, this mission of mercy was responsible for evacuating more than 7,000 South Vietnamese citizens and American government officials out of Saigon as the North Vietnamese army was attacking the city. It was without question one of the most chaotic and difficult experiences for many of those in attendance with us today. But due to the incredible bravery and courage displayed by so many South Vietnamese and equally incredible acts of kindness extended by the crew of the USS Midway, nearly 3,100 evacuees evacuated here were safely flown to Midway and to the start of their new lives of freedom in the United States. Let's all understand, those South Vietnamese who were forced to flee Saigon 50 years ago never wanted to leave. They love their country and still do, as you can clearly see here today. Yet they knew that if they stayed behind, their lives and the lives of their families would have been in great jeopardy. Coming to a new country, even with the help provided to them by the U.S. government and countless charitable organizations, was extremely difficult. A new place, a completely different culture and language, unusual foods, and separation from other family members, all were significant challenges that they overcome. But through fearless determination and resilience, these new Americans and their children have not just survived, but thrived. I think you can tell that by the numbers here. These numbers attest to that and their accomplishments over the last 50 years that have made this country even stronger. You're going to hear some amazing stories today from so many of them, and I can't hear it enough. As a former Midway aviator, I'm so proud of the selfless performance of the sailors who were serving on this ship during Operation Frequent Wind, many of them here today, 5 decades ago.
30 most dangerous hours ever witnessed on board an aircraft carrier, the USS Midway. Operation Frequent Wind was the last major U.S. military evacuation of Saigon. As the North Vietnamese Army closed in on the south, a U.S. Navy fleet was waiting offshore to rescue hundreds of thousands of refugees fleeing the homes, the only home that they have ever known. In just 30 hours, over 6,000 American and Vietnamese people were airlifted to safety. hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese refugees would follow. Most of them boarding the boats on uncharted waters, not knowing what waited on the other side of their journey. Today, 5 decades later, we are here not only to remember that operation, but to honor the lives it changed, the risks taken, and the legacy it left behind. This is not just a commemoration of history, it's a celebration of resilience, compassion, and the enduring bonds forged in one of our nation's most challenging hours. In Vietnam, the conditions under the communist regime grew more brutal. Many were imprisoned in concentration camps, losing not just their home, but their freedom, their dignity, and in too many cases, their lives. And now, as we reflect on the past 50 years since the fall of Saigon, we do so not just in solemn remembrance, but in celebration of what we have built together. From the ashes of war, we have risen. This is a painful day, a day of reflection, of remembrance, and for mourning. Over 58,000 United States soldiers and more than 250,000 Vietnamese soldiers gave their lives in sacrifice. These brave men and women made the ultimate sacrifice, and they deserve our continued and unwavering gratitude. We mourn not just those who fought for freedom, but the countless innocent lives lost during the war, those who perished at the hands of the communist regime in the aftermath, and the brave souls who were lost fleeing repression on boats. We have no choice but to honor those precious souls who are lost by giving the most we can to this life we have been blessed with. I share my own story with hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese Americans born to parents who fled our homeland with nothing. Both people did not let the hardship of their journey define the life they built in America. We have built communities that is unparalleled in strength, prosperity, and the commitment to preserving our history. Today, we celebrate the trailblazers who have risen from this legacy, generals and admirals in the United States military, award-winning scientists, titans in business, educators, doctors, and artists. Our community has nurtured leaders in all walks of life, turning adversity into opportunity in just 5 short decades. Many of these people, children of refugees or refugees themselves, and they represent just a few of the countless contributions Vietnamese Americans continue to make across every sector of society. Our journey from tragedy to triumph has only just begun, and the story of our people will continue to inspire generations to come. As the first Vietnamese American to represent Orange County's Little Saigon community in Congress, I am humbled by the responsibility to carry this history forward. Little Saigon, home of the largest Vietnamese diaspora in the world, is a beacon of hope and a reminder of the resilience that has defined our community. Every day, I'm reminded of that no communist regime can rewrite our history. I urge you to join me in not only remembering the hardship we face, but also in celebrating the incredible resilience of the Vietnamese people. Let us honor the lives of those who sacrifice everything for freedom, the United States Army veterans and the veterans of the former Republic of Vietnam. Many of us recognition and gratitude that they so deeply deserve. Today, we stand together to say what should have been said long ago. Thank you and welcome home. I am forever indebted to you and your commitment to service, your courage, our commitment to the values that matter most: democracy, human rights, and the unshakable will to be free. Thank you so much.
And CEO of Net Result LLC, specializing in software solutions for government and corporations.
Và chúng xin được giới thiệu tiếp ông Bùi Phát. Ông là cựu phó thị trưởng của thành phố Garden Grove và hiện nay là chủ tịch Cộng đồng Người Việt Quốc gia miền Nam California. Một tràng pháo tay dành cho ông Bùi Phát.
Good afternoon. The Vietnamese American Federation, thank you the USS Midway Museum for your effort to organize the 50th anniversary of the Operation Frequent Wind. Thousands of Vietnamese Americans from all walks of lives are here today to pay tribute to the men and women who have fought to defend freedom and to the men and women who have helped us escaping atrocity of the brutal Viet Cong. Let's be clear. Vietnam War is a just war of the noble people of South Vietnam, of the USA and its allies to defend freedom from the brutality of the communists. During Black April 50 years ago, the Operation Frequent Wind, under the leadership of Captain Lawrence Chambers, rescued some 6,000 Vietnamese as Saigon fell into the communist army.
120 ships passed us. None stopped. On that 10th day, in the last waning hours of hope, a ship called the LNG Virgo spotted us, and the captain ordered our rescue. I didn't speak English.